too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. We bought that action. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
Did you ever think that you would be in this position right now where your daughter would have some way lose her life?
I didn't want to believe it. All the times I called, sometimes the phone would ring and ring and ring for days. I didn't want to know that she had successfully committed suicide.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cells. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother Black Power to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Yam, tam, jam.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, wow.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Speak up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tory? Like,
tell Tony, all aboard. It's okay to jump on the love train.
I'm not jumping on the love train.
We might got a couple seats left.
Listen, he ain't going to be, Jordan Love will not be the starter in 5 years.
Trash. That's a trash.
That's just my take.
Now you're trying to string it out.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Well, I'll need some apologies from the staff of 101.7.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. I think the line's messing up. Hey, Eddie. Oh, I guess something happened with Eddie.
Hush up, boy.
And they have an agenda. And the agenda is a satanic one. I don't know why people don't talk about it. You can't talk.
Oh, Yo. They just empty.
I want to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cups. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Wavy boy, go crazy.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Milwaukee stand up. They say Tory Lowe, the truth. The wonderful. We got that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Tory Lowe from Monday through Friday, let's go. We got that action from the block, and when we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And none but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's Taco Tuesday.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Hey, look, we got another powerful show for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Hey, look, we got to get into the show today. We got a missing young man, Charles Hortman. A Milwaukee mother says that her son has been missing for 11 days and needs the community to assist to help him. I spoke to his mother, Shanila. She's on the lines. How you doing, Queen?
I'm doing okay, but also on the line is my sister Tristina, better known as Speedy. She's also been real diligent in helping me assist with my son. So I just wanted to let you know that both of us was on the line.
Okay, that's good. And how long? This has been going on for what? 11 days now.
Yes, he's been missing for 11 days. And I reported him on the fourth day that he was missing because I started to get really worried when I couldn't find him by myself or I hadn't heard anyone else regarding him. Then that's when I put out the missing person report for him.
Now, Charles, how old is he?
Charles, he's 25 years old, and he has a 4-month-old baby.
25 years old. What area did he go missing from?
He went missing from home. I stay off of 22nd in Vienna. He just, usually when he leaves, he tells me where he's going or he'll be right back. But he left and didn't say a word, and I haven't heard from him since.
Now, many times when males go missing, and a lot of families get worried because they don't call the mother, they don't call the mother of their child, and they don't, report to work. That really sends up red flags. When you talk about him being missing, what makes you feel that he's critically missing?
I feel that he's critically missing. One, he's a young black male. He's 25. He does have some mental health issues, and also he has a 4-month-old baby who he's really trying his best to connect with and was doing a great job. And for him all of a sudden to go to the festivals and stay a night with his baby, and the day before he went missing, I took him to the Harley-Davidson Festival, and he was trying to, learn how to ride a bike. And for the next day for him to go, oh, forget it, I'm not never coming back. It's like, it's like unheard of. So that's what, really makes me worried because, I don't have a clue or I can't even, find a reason for him to be gone this long. This has never, ever happened, that he has walked off or gone somewhere without somebody in the family or the community knowing.
And there's a lot of black males that I've dealt with in the past that the family have reached out and said that they were missing. And true to the fact that the family's intuition was correct, something is not right. And we just want the community, if y'all seen Charles Hortman or his whereabouts, to contact the Milwaukee Police Department, contact the family, or contact myself, Tory Lowe, and we just want to make sure that he's safe. Is there any way that the family can provide a photo of him, or where should people go to see how he actually looks? As we broadcasted live on 1017 The Truth, we have his picture up, but is there some type of place where everybody can gather to share his post online?
I do think the community and, everybody, especially on social media and Channel 12 News, they've been very good in getting it out. What I did today, me and my sister, Feedy, we went and got extra flyers made. And I made a post that if anyone wants to help me hang them up in the community or their community or wherever they think that the flyer can be reached or people can see, I'm willing to bring them to you, or we can meet up.
Is there a search party? Is there any area that we need to focus on?
I know that he likes to be over off of 16th and Locust, between Locust and Burleigh. 16th through 18th and Locust and Burleigh. That's mainly where he usually, be. But everybody over there been very good because my grandmother lived in the community for a long time. And they still haven't, seen them. So we've just been searching everywhere. And I know everybody asked me, but it's like I have, no answers because I don't know what to do at this point. Right. But just to keep pushing forward and trying to get it out to the news, the public, the community. And he's a great young man. He's not going to hurt you. I know a lot of people have been calling in with sightings and everything, saying, "Hey, I seen him on this street." Just talk to him. He's not going to hurt you. You know what I mean?
And that was one of the questions in the chat. That was one of the questions in the chat. Is he dealing with any mental health issues that the community should know about?
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry, my sister was talking. See, do you want to talk?
Yes, sometimes he is dealing with mental issues. Sometimes he will respond to you, and sometimes he won't.
Okay.
We've been getting messages saying that they not think him, and he didn't have on a shirt. He was sweating bad. I put our contact information on each flyer. I've been working with Great Impression, all the flyers, and they are colored flyers. I've been hanging them all around the city. Everyone's information is on there. And if they do come in contact with him, kind of stall him, until you get the Milwaukee police on the phone or one of us, me, Trifina, or my sister, Chanel, and we can come to wherever
Is
you
there
guys
a number
are.
for them to call if they can find him, or if they have him, if they can get him in a space where they can detain him? And I hope that nobody, that this situation doesn't end up like what happened, with Devonte Mitchell, where people are trying to detain him or anything like that. Just make sure you call the police or call the family. And is there a number to contact the family?
Right. I really do want to stress that he will not hurt you, but don't try to detain him because even though he has mental health issues, he's still a grown man.
Right.
You know what I mean? All you have to do is just talk to him as if he was your loved one missing,
right? And
you know that they might need understanding. Just say, "Hey, man, what's up? Have you talked to your mom lately? Have you seen or talked to your family? They're looking for you." Don't talk to him normal. He's a normal person. Talk to him as if this is your loved one missing and you just seen them. Just say, "Hey, what's up?" Have you talked to your mom? Have you talked to your family? Just don't try to detain him or anything like that.
I wouldn't even let him know that you're contacting the police, because then maybe he will. I believe with his mental illness and how he is, he would take off running. You see what I'm saying? So I would just call him a little bit and talk to him, and you don't have to let him know that you're calling MPD or one of the family members. Just get someone on the phone, authority, anyone.
So is there a number that people can call to reach the family?
Yes, there's 2 phone numbers. Chanel's phone number is on the flyer. Me, myself, Speedy, which I'm his aunt, name is on the flyer, and then the Milwaukee Police Department.
No, Feedy, he's asking for the numbers. Feedy.
Right, like the people that don't.
Oh, my number, Feedy, is 414-210-6307.
All right, repeat it one more time.
414-210-6307.
All right. Well, like I said, we're going to make sure that we keep an eye out. I will be trying to connect with the family and make sure we sit down and try to come up with where we at with this situation. This is tough. This is a tough situation. And like I said, everybody that goes through this, when they have a missing loved one, it's not easy. But like I said, we want to make sure that we do what we have to do our part as a community to make sure that Charles Hortman is returned safe home, safe to be at home. I mean, this is tough. This is tough, especially when he's dealing with mental health.
I'll give you my number, and I'll give you my number also. I'm his mom. I'll give you my number also.
Okay. What is the number?
Okay, my number is 414-779-2689.
Repeat it one more time.
414-779-2689.
Well, I thank y'all for coming on the air to talk about what's going on with Charles Hortman, who's been missing for 11 days. The family is coming on the show to let everybody know that they're having a situation with a black male. He's 25 years old?
Yeah.
25 years old, having some mental health issues. Once again, I made a post on my page on Tory Lowe on Facebook and Instagram. So if y'all can get to my pages on social media, y'all can share. Also, the family have made flyers. They're flyering the community. If anybody have any information that can bring Charles Hortman back to his family, he has a child, and we're definitely going to keep the family in prayer. And I appreciate y'all for calling in today. Tough situation, but we're going to work together as a community to try to see what we can do. And I appreciate y'all for coming on.
And one last thing, one last thing. And if anyone needs flyers, you can contact me, myself, and Speedy, his aunt, and his mom, Chanel. And we will drop off flyers to you guys so that you can spread the word. And if you have time out your day, we can plan a time where all of us come together as a community and do a search walk if anyone's available for that too.
Right. And I'll help with that I'll help organize some of that too as well. So
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Once again, we got somebody in the chat that says, what was he wearing? What was he wearing? The last thing he was wearing, what was it?
The last thing he was wearing was a black jogging suit with gray patches on it, and the shoes was some all white Adidas shoes with black stripes on it.
Okay. And also somebody's in the chat says, also, if someone does call the police, let them know up front that he has mental health issues. He's having mental issues and he's not a danger. Just trying to, make sure that he gets home. So this is something that we got to be conscious of right now. So I appreciate you for coming on the line.
And he also have a tattoo.
He has a tattoo?
He have a tattoo on his forearm with his mom's name on it. It says Chanel.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely make contact with you after I get off the show today, and we'll organize a search party to look for him. So I appreciate y'all for coming on. And Truth Nation, once again, thank everybody for being about that action, and this is what it's about. And we got to make sure we do our part to make sure that Charles Hortman is home safe. All right, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke. Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call, That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
What distinguishes Old National Bank from other lenders in helping people buy their first home and furthering their small businesses?
One thing that really makes us stand out is our grants. We have two really big grants right now specifically for first-time home buyers buying in Milwaukee County. The first one is for $15,000. They have to be buying within Milwaukee County and reach certain income limits. And then the second one is for $20,000, and that is through the Federal Home Loan Bank of Indiana. We're headquartered in Indiana, as you know, Denise. So that is a second grant, and that is really the highest, most robust grant program throughout the entire southeastern Wisconsin area. So it's it's up to $35,000 essentially that a person could be receiving for their first home. If you are in a position that you're looking to buy your first home throughout Milwaukee County, please give me a call. Please contact me. I'm more than happy to help everybody that I can.
And what's your number, Anna?
Sure.
How can they reach you?
414-978-0283.
Saving energy and money is easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%, and make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com.
1017 The Truth Sherwin Hughes for Axe Housing. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. If you work with Axe Housing, you'll average around $800 a month. No matter what barriers you think you are facing, Axe Housing will have a coach on staff that can assist you today. You can get started on a virtual home buying orientation by going to axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. And you can be well on your way to becoming a homeowner. Do not let where you are financially today get in the way of your bright future. Axe coaches are here to help. That's axhousing.org.
Truth Nation joined the United Negro College Fund as they host their 40th annual Milwaukee Walk for Education at Veterans Park on Saturday, August 10th. The event raises funds to support scholarships for students at historically black colleges and universities across the country, and 2024 marks the 80th anniversary where they have raised over $5 billion and supported over 500,000 students. Join the UNCF Walk for Education on Saturday, August 10th at Veterans Park starting at 8 a.m. by visiting uncf.org/events to register today.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Double up, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up, I ain't telling no lies, I just, I ain't telling no lies, I just
5, 4, 3, 2, that's time. I got to you that money, my dreams come true, my life in diamonds. Who knew? Who knew?
101, Saving the Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. We got another situation, Truth Nation. A mother reached out to me, Tanya Green. Her daughter was shot and lost her life at Deneen Park, at the Deneen Park shooting on July 22nd. There's a lot going on in our communities, and I want to make sure that out of all the things that we talk about on the air, we want to make sure that we stay on the ground on what's happening in our communities and families that are asking for assistance, community assistance. And this is a situation where Amira Wallace was shot and killed at Milwaukee's Deneen Park, and it happened just after midnight on July 22nd. And I'll say this, when we talk about families in need, people needing help, people needing assistance, as an advocate, many times, I get families that reach out and say, hey, Tory, I need you to come and help and assist. And this is what I do. This is my life. This is what I'm doing in the neighborhoods. This is my bond with my community, that I get involved in these situations and try to assist. But when it comes to the youth and young women and young men are losing their lives to gun violence, this is something I always stand against, and this is something that I always say that we have to make sure that we do our part to fight against this, not only with the youth, but with the elders and everybody in the community. We cannot harbor people who create victims out here or who bring harm to innocent life. And that's something that we got to decide to do. Many times, the streets know who did this. The streets know something. And due to some false loyalty or some false ideal of we got to, help each other, in these bad situations after they created a victim, it's really a detriment to yourself. Because if a person has no regard of human life, then it's going to only be a matter of time before they challenge your life.
It is a loss. Tanya Green.
There's only a matter of time before you're in a situation with that person where your life may be on the line.
2 weeks ago at Milwaukee.
That's why I say we got to regroup, rethink, and reshape the conversation about how we are dealing with the violence in our communities. It's a must that we implement the strategy of protecting innocent life. We have to. All this snitching and no snitching and all that stuff, that to me is a detriment to our community when it comes to innocent children, innocent men, and innocent women. That's a foolish mentality that is going to one day put you in a dangerous situation where you may have to fight for your life or lose your life with this person if they have no sense or regard of innocent life. So understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation. I don't care if it's your family member. I don't care if it's your friend. I don't care who it is. if they're making victims, if they're harming innocent life, that's where you got to draw the line in the sand. That's where we got to draw the line in the sand, Truth Nation. And some people are struggling with that because they are believing in these falsehood ideas that they're looking out for somebody who didn't care about a life that was taken, an innocent life that they took. Somebody make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense. Because it doesn't. DJ Brother Z, the family, the mother, Tanya Green, recently did an article with TMJ4. Do we have any audio on this? Let's listen.
My heart is shattered. I'll never be the same.
It is a loss Tanya Green will never get over. Her daughter, Amira Wallace, was killed in a mass shooting nearly 2 weeks ago at a Milwaukee park. She was just 17 years old. Amira was among a group gathered at Deneen Park on the city's west side. Police say an argument led to gunfire. Amira's mom talked with our Megan Lee tonight, pleading for anyone with information about what happened to come.
Amira Wallace was the love of my life.
There's something about a mother's love for her child.
Say her name, Amira Wallace, my heart and my soul and my spine. I miss my baby.
Tanya Green's baby was just 17 years old when she was shot and killed at Deneen Park on July 22nd.
My heart is shattered. I'll never be the same.
8 other teens were shot just after midnight at what the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office is calling a car party.
She was going to be 18 September 27th. Now my baby is forever 17, and it's got to stop. Y'all got to stop.
It affects the whole community.
I'm told Amira was loved by many.
Amira loved to make us laugh. She was the life of the party.
But she also dreamed of being a designer as she worked 2 jobs. And she was looking forward to going to prom like most teens do. Moments Tanya won't get to share with her daughter.
I'll never be the same. And if anybody know anything, I just want y'all to speak up.
Speaking up is something community advocate Tory Lowe is pushing for.
If this was your sister, if this was your mother, if this was your relative, you would want somebody to come forward.
Tanya and Tory are hoping to be a voice for Amira.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What's her name?
Amira Wallace.
What's her name?
Amira Wallace.
Megan Lee, TMJ4 News.
Hey, once again, if anybody have any information on what happened at Deneen Park on July 22nd, 2024, multiple people were shot. Amira Wallace lost her life. Once again, a tragic situation. I heard that one person is in custody from that shooting, and they're still looking for multiple people that were involved. But like I said, it's our duty as a community to change the way things are going. And this is one area that we have to improve on. We have to improve on making sure that we change the rules when it comes to innocent life. We have to change the rules when it comes to innocent life. What I just say, we have to take a stand against people who have no regard of innocent life. Children, women, male, we have to get them off the streets. This is the rules that we have to go by. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have the Pop Culture Report. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you ready to be treated like a VIP? Drop the third-party apps and download the Cousin Subs app for true VIP status. Then order your favorite subs and sides directly on the Cousin Subs app to reap the rewards. You'll get access to exclusive, limited-time-only products, coupons, and special offers, and you'll earn reward points, free food, and Cousins merchandise. Now that's how a VIP should be treated. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Telly Hughes with his truth.
I want to stress the importance of a positive mindset. Everything begins as a thought before it ever becomes an action. So it's extremely important to purposely place yourself in positive spaces to help shape and nurture those thoughts. I know you're probably thinking, okay, Telly, let's be realistic. Look, I get it. You may work with people with bad energy, or you may even be related to people who are negative by nature. In this journey called life, there will be many things that come your way that's out of your control. But what you can control is how you respond. Understand this. You have the right to either tap in or tap out of whatever energy that may come your way. And that's how you can control and protect your positive spaces. The mind is where it all starts. And if your thoughts are centered around positivity, you'll see how things begin to transform. You will see a noticeable difference between things happening for you versus things always happening to you. You begin to grow through situations as opposed to just going through tough situations. Make it a priority to surround yourself with positive people and create those positive spaces and begin to experience the fruits of what a positive mindset can produce. Trust me, it takes work to creating these spaces, and you have to be intentional about it. And I'm committed to putting in the work because I'm living proof that it's well worth the peace a positive mindset brings.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation, it's time to start jamming with juice. This is the Pop Culture Report with Carrie Noni and Ben Jammin on The Tory Lowe Show. Tap in to see what's trending today on Pop Culture Report.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Benjamin. It's amazing. And we'll be joined by Carrie Noni Juice shortly. Yes. Juice World. Hey, how you doing, Benjamin?
I'm good, Tory Lowe.
Hey.
I'm okay, man. I'm okay, but, I am upset as well at the same time.
What's going on, BJ?
So, just a brief update on the deputy who fatally shot Sonia Massie. All right. And I knew he was going to pick this angle. All right. I knew he was going to pick this angle, Truth Nation. I knew what he was going to say to try to defend his demonic actions. All right. I don't know if you know Tory Lowe, and I don't know if y'all know Truth Nation. The deputy who fatally shot Sonia Massie claimed he believed Massie intended to kill him after she yelled, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Okay. He goes on to say in the report that Sonia turned to face me holding the pot. I did not know the type of liquid that was boiling. I advised Sonia to put the boiling liquid down. Sonia stated she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus. She stated this twice. I interpreted this to mean she was going to kill me.
Oh, wow.
Tory.
A demon. That's all I can say. He was a pure demon.
Uh-huh.
And she felt the spirit. His spirit in that apartment.
Correct.
And to me, when you hear what the family was saying and what the daughter was saying about before she died and the things that she was saying, she felt some type of way that something was going to happen to her.
Right.
And there's a lot of different ideas on social media about different angles that they're taking on a situation, but from what we can see, that we have the body cam video, he did not have to shoot her.
No, not at all.
This was not one of those situations where his life was actually in danger.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, they told her to turn the pot off anyway. She only went over to the pot because they directed her to go up over there.
Right.
Like, and even with what the deputy went on to go say on his body cam, afterwards, it sounded more like it was premeditated. I mean, because ultimately when he even talked to her, what did he tell her to do? Oh, you better not be trying to throw that on me or whatever. Or
right.
I'll
shoot you in the face.
Yeah. I'll effing shoot you in the face.
Right.
You know, and it's one of these things where, man, people are cold, man. People are cold,
and
especially when it gets down to these court systems.
He has some issues in the past that are very disturbing.
100%.
Of a law enforcement officer.
Mm-hmm.
And questionable behaviors in other situations. He wanted this.
Right.
Because it was a point where they were leaving and he continued to ask questions as well, which brought them back in. It seems like he wanted, it's something deeper there because he seemed like he wanted to stick around specifically, hey, let me see your ID, you know, being extra with the questions. She felt something.
No, I believe she definitely did, Tory, because ultimately, again, for her to call the police because she felt like intruders were already inside of her home, I think there was a bit of a premonition she was having. You know, I think a lot of people allude to she having some kind of mental illness, and people would say that people are mentally ill, but sometimes I think they go misdiagnosed. I think that she was just tapped into a different lifestyle, in my opinion, and knew for a fact that something or somebody was going to do some kind of harm to her sooner than later, and that's what inevitably happened. Right. It's unfortunate. Rest in peace to Sonia Massie.
Facts.
I'm interested to see what happens after this. Hopefully that officer goes under the jail, he gets thrown under the prison, because officers like that give good cops a bad name.
These stories, there's several stories out here, even with a 4-year-old that was actually shot in a domestic abuse situation in Illinois. So, like I said, these are things that, do these cops have to be that aggressive at that moment and cause casualty?
Right.
It doesn't seem that they had to, it could have been other options to me in these situations that I'm seeing. It seems like they come into situations and they see black and they just
attack.
They try to find the first reason, to me, when I look at these videos, to pull the trigger.
Man, honestly, bro, for real, all my 32 years of living, I'm really starting to see now the spiritual warfare that is placed among us.
Right.
Like, I'm starting to see really the battle start to happen physically, right? Like, again, the Sonia Massie case. I don't care what nobody said. That dude was a demon in real form.
Right.
He was a demon in human form. Like, you can make light of it or whatever, but, anytime you watch any one of those movies and they're like, oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Right.
Next thing you know, the demon gets like, well, what demon are you? What demon are you? What demon are you? Leviticus!
Oh, wow.
They get to doing these types of things, right? That's what ends up happening. That's more than likely.
Damien.
He came out in the hallway.
It's just one of them things, man, where, again, you got to realize there's really spiritual warfare happening out here. So if it ain't happening to you physically, it could also be, me and other Jews, we were just talking about technology, how advanced it has become. And, people would allude to the idea that, these phones are the chip in our hand.
Right.
This is a chip right here. They said it'd either be placed in your forehead or it'd be in your right hand. That's exactly what it said in the Bible. And here we are today. So whether it's the technology that's demonic that we have out here that forces you or allows you to do a lot of perverted ideas to channel the desires of your heart.
Or check on a lot of perverted ideas.
Check on a lot of perverted ideas. It's just, man, like I said before, there's so much spiritual warfare happening out here, man. We just got to keep our third eye open.
And you know what? I saw a post that was... It was very disturbing, and I didn't even want to say it on the air. This was a post that somebody had made, and I screenshotted this post because this is actually what people are saying. And it just makes me just look at how much trauma that is being inflicted on our communities by these kind of events. And the screenshot I'm trying to pull it up right now, and I want to read it exactly the way that it was posted.
Mm-hmm.
But it alludes to something and to the fact that Sonia Massie's situation proved that calling on the name of Jesus don't work.
Ooh, that's a hard bar. You know what? The Game actually has a lyric in his Drillmatic album. He goes on to say, you see, I'm pulling from my hip-hop bag, but he goes on to say, y'all confused about religion because God couldn't save y'all. You know, but in Sonia Massie's case, she may go on to be the, what's the word I'm looking for, the martyr for what truly needs to happen inside of not just the criminal justice system, but also when you talk about police reform. You know, they got these new, especially when you talk about the Project 2025 and what tests they're going to plan to run to put people in place to, or in position to, quote unquote, help Donald Trump or whoever the Republican leader is, or whatever in those places. They're doing these type of loyalty tests. I think those kind of loyalty tests also need to be enacted in the police system, right? Like, I need to test to make sure you are actually a good cop and you don't have any of these biases against black people. You don't have any of these biases against people who don't come from your culture. You just are looking to be a good human yourself. And maybe you actually value life.
And I actually thought that community policing, placing people that look or from the same race to police each other, allowing that to be the case too, because when you have people from the outside of your community coming in to your community that don't know the vibration, that don't know what's going on, that's not in tune with the community that they're serving, they coming in with combat boots ready to go for war, ready to go to war
immediately.
Many times.
You're not like them,
right? So, and then I just found the exact post. I had to look through all these pictures. It says Sonia Massie proved there is no power in the name of Jesus. That's what the post, this is what was going viral. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, that's a tough thing to swallow, you know, that would be the outcome of what people would say because, you know, how we feel about, you know, religion and things like that.
Then we are.
And a lot of people are now saying that since she said she rebuked him in the name of Jesus and then she got shot, that now that goes to show that he could, you know, the power of God couldn't save her. And I said, you never know. Every time somebody dies, I always tell people there's a message behind it.
Correct.
Because tomorrow isn't promised. That's not one of the promises that is given in the Bible.
Tomorrow.
That's why I said tomorrow is never promised. So that's not really one of the things that are promises spiritually. So I tell people, like, you can die tomorrow. That's not. I used to wonder, like, okay, well, why do people die? Why do God allow people to die? But the one promise that God didn't make was tomorrow.
Right.
So that's why today you got to maximize the energy every day and do what you're supposed to do every day because you never know when your time is up.
It's true. It's true, man. Carry on. Just how does this Sonia Massie situation make you feel?
Y'all having a great conversation. I love listening. You took the words out of my mouth, though, Ben. I was just thinking about, and I think I said this on Jamming with Juice when it happened. But I just think that it's very unfortunate, especially since it could have been prevented if this person who did this has a history of doing things like this. And it made me just think of police reform and what that would necessarily look like, to know that you're not an evil person who could do corrupt things on whoever you want to just because you feel as though you can. Maybe it's a lie detector test. I don't know, but I don't know what, like you said, like a loyalty
test
or something like that.
Which is not admissible in court.
Maybe that should be something. I don't know, but I just wonder, like, how do you, no matter what laws get put in place, how do you stop hate in somebody's heart to want to do something that they just want to do, no matter what the consequence could be? Because you have some people who commit hate crimes and then they go commit a crime on themselves. You know, they might end their own life because they just don't care. Or, like, how do you stop someone's humility in what they just want to do? It's just in them to do. Well, I don't know.
Well, I try to push whistleblower protections for officers that are in these districts that are seeing behaviors that are questionable so they can come forward, and because it all starts within, and you can't tell me that these guys are operating in these streets and nobody's not seeing anything. So that's why a lot of people are afraid to come forward and say, okay, I saw this officer do this today. They get to see it before it actually becomes a world news situation. They hanging out
the characteristics of that officer.
You can see it, like like how we work together. We've been around each other for years, so we get to pick up different characteristics on each other. So what I'm saying is, this is why the protection of officers speaking out is important, because they are the first ones that could probably eyewitness weird behaviors or characteristics. So that's why I really wanted to push whistleblower protection for those who are willing to speak out and help get rid of some of this. It have to be internal, and it have to be to where that they don't have to face any backlash, because they do. Officers who speak out, who stand up for what's right inside these departments, they become threatened. They get backlash. They get demoted. Things start happening to them because the people inside that department really, honestly, do not want that real change to take place.
Right. I agree with that then.
So, because, okay, if a normal person who's an employee of a job or whatever starts to receive retaliation from that job, starts to receive, different threats from the job, harassment from the job, they can go to the EEOC. They can file that. Are you saying police officers can't file anything like that to help them out?
I'll tell you this. The EEOC, that's not a quick process. I got people I send to the EEOC all the time to do an investigation, and that's not even a foolproof process. Many times, if you can afford a lawyer to go straight in, if it's employment, they have to wait to get the EEOC involved, unless it's so severe that they got the stuff outright in text messages, and unless they got it outright.
Right.
Now, when it comes to these departments, many times when you look at officers who did blow the whistle or did try to talk about other police officers, they have been targeted. They feel that when they are out on calls, they don't get the response for backup. It's so many things that goes on that they don't want anybody to go against that blue wall.
Right. That's interesting.
Okay, so like I said, that's a lot of internal ideas that we have to break up. And that's why we have to fight for more protections of people who come forward. So if they face retaliation, these people lose their jobs, their pensions, everything.
The police have to police the police.
I mean, we have to have that, because that's the only way we're going to get it before it's all over the news.
Before another person dies.
Right. Well, look, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 101.7 The Truth. Truth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing, streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle, while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 101.7 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
Hey y'all, have you heard of Liberate MKE? We're building power for our community for our voices to be heard. We are addressing community issues by redistributing funds from the city budget into public health, housing, libraries, and more. Did you know the Milwaukee Police Department got $300 million last year and public health didn't even get a fraction of that? We're focused on funding life, not violence. If you want to be a part of that, come join us. You can find us at liberatemke.com.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place and instead of what you came for, you found a phone number, 1-800-662-HELP? What would you do? Would you stop and give it some thought? Before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. For help with drug use, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/knowtherisks.
Okay, Fred, so I got some questions.
What's up?
Where should I go if I want to start my own business?
You go to EerieInsurance.com.
Okay, Fred, so where should I go if my kid needs an internship? Or if I need a job, where do I go?
You go to EerieInsurance.com.
Okay, so what if I want to work for a company that believes in diversity, has great benefits, and growth for people like us?
You already know. It's EerieInsurance.com.
Man, so Fred, I just need to go to Erie Insurance?
Go to EerieInsurance.com for all that you need.
It's amazing!
Truth Nation, it's time to start jamming with juice. This is the Pop Culture Report with Carrie Noni and Ben Jammin on the Tory Lowe Show. Tap in to see what's trending today on Pop Culture Report.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, Pop Culture Report with Ben Jammin.
It's amazing!
And Carrie Noni Juice.
Yeah, I was keeping it juicy, y'all.
Hey.
Well, we only got 1 minute and a half left.
And you used it all up.
you know how it goes, Tory.
Right.
You know how it goes. You ready to clock, baby.
Right.
You ready to clock down. But I will say this. So if you guys do not know, Vice President Kamala Harris has now announced her new VP. And if you guys do not know, it is a man by the name of Tim Walz. All right, that is her running.
Walz.
Tim Walz.
Walz.
I thought it had a T in it.
Right.
I thought it was just an L. WALZ. Walz. But for those of you guys,
Governor of Minnesota.
There we go. He's the governor of Minnesota, and I am interested into seeing what actually happens from this duo. For those of you guys who do know, when it comes down to police reform and all these different progressive ideas that transpired from 2020, to my knowledge, Minnesota is one of the only states to actually start erecting a policy.
They did a lot of good policies to try to redo the districts.
Correct. So I'm interested in see what happens with this.
I'm interested too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought his name should be Waltz with a T.
Well, it's not, Juice.
That sounds
it's not
so
your world.
beautiful.
You don't get what you want.
Waltz? Oh, that's so great. He should change it.
All right.
You think about Walt Disney.
Well, thank y'all for that
Not
Pop
like
Culture
you're
Report. Ben Jammin.
It's amazing.
And Carrie Noni Juice.
I always keep it juicy.
All right, Truth Nation. When we come back, we're going to have more discussion. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Thank you, Truth Nation. Your willingness to share your stories with our community has helped make the Tory Lowe Show a 2-time First Place Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Award winner.
Hey, I'm tapping in for the Milwaukee County Jail. Yeah, man, they treating us real bad up in here, man. I mean, they had us sleeping in feces and urine. They took the batteries from us, told us there wasn't no batteries in stock. I ain't never heard that in my life.
We do this all for you, Milwaukee. We are the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
For love of the game.
There's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Bucks stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Being blind doesn't always look how others may think. Stargardt disease was supposed to define me.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down.
A blinding eye disease attempted to force me away from doing what I was born to do.
But it cannot stop me. I have the tools.
I will keep moving forward.
Pushing past the limits of this disability.
I know where to find support and where I can be seen.
Loss of sight won't blind our vision. Innovative research, educational resources, supportive community. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures for blinding diseases. Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Psst, we bought that action. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
Did you ever think that you would be in this position right now where your daughter would have some way lose her life?
I didn't want to believe it. All the times I called, sometimes the phone would ring and ring and ring for days. I didn't want to know that she had successfully committed suicide.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out our cell at all. And that's pretty much the biggest problem. Like, they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Yam, tam, tam.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, wow.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Speak up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids.
Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, where Tory? Like,
tell Tony, all aboard. It's okay to jump on the love train.
I'm not jumping on the love train.
We might got a couple seats left.
Listen, he ain't going to be, Jordan Love will not be the starter in 5 years.
Trash. That's a trash.
That's just my take.
Now you're trying to string it out.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Well, I'll need some apologies from the staff of 101.7.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. I think the line's messing up. Hey, Eddie. Oh, I guess something happened with Eddie.
Hush up, boy.
And they have an agenda. And the agenda is a satanic one. I don't know why people don't talk about it. You can't talk.
Yo, they just empty.
I want to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cups. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm.
Now, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth. Justice Wisconsin, the most requested advocate in the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. Yeah. Milwaukee stand up. Yeah, Milwaukee story know the truth. It's wonderful. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. Tap in and let's go. We want all the smoke from Monday to Friday. Trying to bring the city hope. Trying to bring the city hope. We on the phone Monday through Friday. Let's go. We got that action from the block. And we ready, from the block, tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. We got the Queen, the advocate, the author, Elizabeth Brown.
Hey, yo.
In studio.
Yeah.
How you doing, Queen?
Hey, it's Tuesday.
Hey, look. And joining us on the lines, we got guests on the lines. We got the family of Devonte Mitchell on the lines. There will be a protest tomorrow. There is a protest tomorrow, and the family is on the lines to discuss what the protest is about, where, and what time. We got Naisha and Latricia on the lines. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, Queens.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Hey, look, it's a lot going on with a lot of things when it comes to the injustices in our communities, but we want to make sure that we keep up with what's going on with Devonte Mitchell. How y'all doing?
Well, we've been doing the best that we can right now, moving day by day, still pushing through and still continuing this fight.
Now, there is a protest tomorrow. This will be a protest for justice for Devonte L. Mitchell in front of D.A. Chisholm's home. What's going on?
Well, we still, demanding some arrests and charges here. The DA told us, he was waiting on autopsy results to come back, for him to be able to move forward. And once they got those results, that things were going to move swiftly. Well, we got those results last week, and we still ain't got an arrest. We still ain't have anybody in jail, no charges, no nothing.
Right.
So, we're gonna keep it moving, and we're gonna keep applying this pressure to him, making him uncomfortable until he do his job and make it right.
Now, we have video that was released over the weekend where the second video had came out about what took place inside. A horrible, brutal beating took place on the inside with the members of the staff at the Hyatt, and they drug him out. Even at one point, punching him outside the door. His shirt was even coming off. Beat him out of his shirt.
Yes.
You know, many times when we see things like this that leads to death, the brutalization of a citizen, why hasn't there been any charges and any action when they're saying that there was a disturbance? But what was the disturbance?
And that's
we still don't know.
We still don't know what the disturbance was. And you know, as I've always said, since they don't want to tell us what's going on or even release the beginning part of the video, because the Hyatt still has not released all of the videos.
Right.
So one can only sit back and think and wonder, and this is just, you know, my opinion, but they got something to hide.
Yes.
And whatever it is that they got to hide, it's implicating them. So what's really going on in the Hyatt that we don't know nothing about? It's a whole lot going on inside the Hyatt that people don't know nothing about. A whole lot.
Now when y'all was explaining the second video from the inside, I heard a couple times where y'all was saying that he was punched, this had happened. But when you actually see the brutalization of what happened to Devonte, it just makes me want to throw up. And when you talk about black men and having a crisis, maybe having some mental health ideas going on, they did not try to, you know, from what I seen,
right?
They weren't trying to figure out what was going on. They immediately, from what I seen, jumped right on top of him and brutalized and attacked him without having some time to where they're trying to figure out what was actually going on.
Yeah, and that's what Naisha had been saying all along. Let them release that video, because us explaining it to y'all and to the world, it comes nothing close to you actually seeing it for yourself.
And the sad part, Queens, what I'm trying to understand, how do you release the ending of the video, the middle, but there is no beginning? Wouldn't there be the beginning video footage that would be released first? Because again, when you think about a recording, it records the person walking up, walking into the building, any interactions when he walked in the building, you know?
Yeah.
Especially since you're claiming that there was a disturbance, because all he was saying, you know, from the first video, which salute to whoever recorded it, one of the citizens, he was yelling that he had went in the bathroom, you know. But it's just funny to me how they cutting and pasting this video footage when there is no beginning. You're claiming that he interrupted business or whatever you're claiming. Why? How do you skip the first part of the video and then release the second?
My point exactly. The middle and the end, as Naisha's been constantly saying, we see the middle, we see the end, but we don't know what's going on with the beginning. First, they tried to create the narrative that he came in there causing a disturbance. Then on that video that the citizen captured that happened to be walking by and caught his murder on video, the main perpetrator, that security guard, was saying this is what happens when you go into a women's bathroom.
Exactly.
And you guys only seen part of the tape, but the women that were in the bathroom with him said he posed no threat to him. They weren't frightened by him. He seemed to be frightened by something or someone that he was trying to get away from. And that was the narrative that I was always saying. Y'all saying he ran into the bathroom. What was he running away from?
Exactly.
Who was he running away from? And now that video shows that.
How do you skip the beginning of the video? That's what I mean.
Hey, now we have worldwide attention on this situation. And I'll tell you this, and salute to the family and the community members, Benjamin Crump, attorney B. Ivy Lamar, attorney Will Sultan, for taking on this task. But when we talk about black men having mental health, it was a young kid with autism. He was 30-something years old with autism that called into the show the other day when we were discussing this. Is there a red flag that we have to pay attention to when people are dealing with some type of crisis or mental health crisis and encountering security or law enforcement? Is that a concern that people should have? Because people are starting to say, "Hey, look, even with the mother that called in at the top of the show, with Charles Hortman, he's missing, 25 years old with mental health ideas. They really don't want you to really call the police or try to detain them like that because they've been watching what's going on with people that are having issues, maybe mental health issues as black men and police engagement."
Yes, when you're seeing the history of it, because we have, we've seen several. We've helped several families who had loved one had a mental health crisis, and if they didn't wind up being deceased, they wind up being charged with felonies, being approached by the police and being beat up and things like that. So I just, I pray for y'all every day because, like I said, it should never get to a point where you guys haven't even properly mourned and you're out here fighting for charges that we know, had it been regular citizens, we wouldn't even be talking about it. They would have been in jail.
What do you want the community to understand? Why are y'all going outside of D.A. Chisholm's home today? We know we want charges, but for us to go to the extreme of having to stand outside of this man's home with his history of how he's handling these situations, what do y'all want the community to understand about why is it important for y'all to be outside of the DA's home right now?
Well, he holds everything. Go ahead, Tisa. No, go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, he holds everything in his hands. He's the one that's in control of this now, And, yeah, we heard the stories on how, he hasn't did anything in the past or similar cases, but that don't mean we stand down. We still have to stand up and let him hear us and be the voice for, my brother, to let him know, look here, like, enough is enough. You need to do what's right. You need to do your job. And if that means us coming to his house every week, standing outside his house, being as loud as we can be, making him and his family uncomfortable, then that's just what we got to do. That's just what we got to do until he do what he needs to do.
Hey, look, once again, anytime y'all having anything going on, please make sure that y'all come through the Tory Lowe Show to let the community know what's going on. And how can people, follow the movement for Devonte?
Really quick, before we answer that, I also want to add that part of what we want from D.A. Chisholm, we want him to charge the employees.
Come on.
That was involved in killing Devonte. That's Todd Erickson. That's Teresa Ball. That's Brandon Turner. That's Jonathan Carson. And that's Herbert Williamson. Now, I also know that there was a customer of the Hyatt that was in there that participated as well. I'm trying to figure out who that person's name is because that person needs to be charged also.
I agree.
And just to piggyback off of Latrice here, I want to repeat those names because there's a couple of extra names on there that she didn't say, and those names are Brandon Turner, Todd Erickson, Herbert Williamson, Devin Johnson Carson, Teresa Ball, and Mike Ernst. Those are the names, and those are the people that we definitely want charges for.
Now, there was also someone that came forward that was involved that spoke to the attorneys as well.
Yeah, we don't know exactly who that person is. They kept his identity private.
Okay.
So,
all right. Yeah. Well, like I said, this is to me enough evidence from the two videos, even with the affidavit signed by the person that came forward. This is enough to make charges, and the medical examiner says this is a homicide.
Period.
So when you say all of these things, this is more than enough to press charges, and then if something comes out later, to upgrade the charges, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, they can always, we found out more, we're going to upgrade the charges. Why do you feel that these people are still walking around without any charges? Why haven't the DA pressed the charges?
Again, my own personal opinion, the beginning of that tape would tell why. I believe, I believe the Hyatt has ties to the Milwaukee Police Department. I do. Because the way the police department handled this situation and just threw the case off to the DA's office, but then they still had, the non-disclosure intact. But it's like, if y'all not investigating it, why is the non-disclosure still at the ME's office?
Oh wow!
You know, one of the attorneys had to go file the subpoena in order to get them to release it. That's how that was released. It wasn't released on their own recognizance because they said, here you go. No, that was forced last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, is there anything that y'all want the community to know before we run the break?
Keep sharing Devonte's name. Do not let them sweep this underneath the rug. Come stand with us, and whatever you see on social media, share. Be loud about it, but continue to allow us to be his voice. And if anybody else has any other information about whatever, just come forward. And Naisha, you can give your social media information for people to follow.
Yep, you guys can follow my page, my social media on Facebook. It's public. It's under my name, Naisha Mitchell, and that's Naisha.
Well, look, I appreciate y'all for coming on today. And like I said, anytime, anything that the community needs to know, make sure, that we are able to have it right here on the Tory Lowe Show, because this is a long fight. This is going to be a tough battle because, we know that even if they charge these people, there's still a fight, that still has to happen. And like I said, we're here for it.
Yeah. And we appreciate you. Thank you for allowing us to use your platform for Devonte's voice to be heard. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, the protest is tomorrow, 6 p.m. at D.A. Chisholm's home.
Right.
Stand with us.
Right. March and protest for Devonte Mitchell at D.A. Chisholm's home tomorrow at Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Yes. Yeah.
And I guess do I read the address? 3411 South Illinois Avenue. 3411 South Illinois Avenue. Come stand with the family and please spread the word. I appreciate y'all for coming on the airs today, and make sure that we are always updated on what's going on.
Yes.
Salute, Queens.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right. God bless you. I'll talk to y'all soon. When we come back, Kamala Harris then picked a VP.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll discuss it when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's Telly Hughes from Truth Be Told with Denise Thomas and Telly Hughes, and I have to let you know that the best morning show in the country is streaming live on YouTube every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Yes, DT and I are now waking you up in the a.m. live every weekday on YouTube. So go to YouTube right now to subscribe to 1017 The Truth so you can watch Denise and I get your morning started off right. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
What distinguishes Old National Bank from other lenders in helping people buy their first home and furthering their small businesses?
One thing that really makes us stand out is our grants. We have 2 really big grants right now specifically for first-time home buyers buying in Milwaukee County. The first one is for $15,000. They have to be buying within Milwaukee County and reach certain income limits. And then the second one is for $20,000, and that is through the Federal Home Loan Bank of Indiana. We're headquartered in Indiana, as you know, Denise. So that is a second grant, and that is really the highest, most robust grant program throughout the entire southeastern Wisconsin area. So it's up to $35,000 essentially that a person could be receiving for their first home. If you are in a position that you're looking to buy your first home throughout Milwaukee County, please give me a call. Please contact me. I'm more than happy to help everybody that I can.
And what's your number, Anna?
Sure.
How can they reach you?
414-978-0283.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Everywhere in America, families are struggling with an all-too-common problem.
She missed school again. Again? Something is going on. She's secretive. Should we check her backpack?
When you suspect a family member has a substance use disorder, it's hard to know what to do next.
We need to talk to her.
Starting the conversation is the first step to getting help. Visit SAMHSA at samhsa.gov/families for tips. Or for treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Roll another one.
Sit up, never like you know it's for 2 packet with the automatics. We gon' set them to heaven. Wait. Hey. Woo! Oh, you feeling sturdy, Shake it. You like the way that
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos, Elizabeth Brown in studio.
Hey, yo.
Kamala Harris in the news today. Kamala Harris picked Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate, thrusting him into the spotlight. Now everybody's starting to do their homework and seeing, okay, we got this new VP pick.
Right.
Okay, you know, what is he about?
Right.
Hey, do we have any audio, DJ Brother Z? We're getting some audio up on what took place. Once again, we're in the middle of a full-blown presidential election. Can you imagine being vice president 4 months ago, thinking that, okay, Joe Biden is going to be the run against Trump? Then all of a sudden now, you're the presidential candidate, and now you're picking a vice president.
Only in America.
Hey, only in America.
Only in America.
But, you know, like I said, it's the same reaction I have when Donald Trump picked Senator J.D. Vance. I'm like, who is this?
Right.
Both of them picked 2 people that,
yeah.
Who is that? You know, what are they doing? So now,
well, they saying Walz was he had 12 years in the Congress.
Right. But what did he do?
But they saying that, you know, him being known, like his popularity is way lower than what J.D. Vance was, which, again,
right.
I didn't know who the hell.
Two VP picks.
Neither one of them was.
That's kind of shocking to everybody. Like, oh, okay. Like,
right. It's the sticker shock.
Well, we got some audio on Kamala Harris pick Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Let's listen.
Kamala Harris named Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. Walz is a former school teacher and seasoned Washington lawmaker who has been credited with a new political insult against Republicans.
Yes, they're weird. They prove that every day. It's an observation.
Walz is viewed as more of a moderate figure, but someone who has picked up a number of progressive causes as governor. He's not somebody who has an extensive fundraising base or is someone who's very well known among the public.
Walz's ascension comes as Harris has consolidated support among Democrats after President Biden exited the race. Here's a look at what Walz brings as running mate in an election showdown with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
Tim Walz is a proven winner among rural voters, and he's been very successful in Minnesota, which is a state that Republicans are trying to put onto the battleground map.
Thank you, Minnesota.
Walz really gives this everyman persona. He's somebody who's very comfortable with farmers. He's also someone who can appeal to voters in the suburbs and the cities.
Hey, Minnesota, Governor Walz here at the Great Minnesota Get-Together.
The 60-year-old governor didn't begin his career in politics.
He's someone who worked as a school teacher for more than 2 decades. He also spent time in the military. So he really brings to the table a background of someone who had an entirely different life before he entered politics.
Walz was first elected to Congress in 2006, managing to unseat a 6-term Republican in one of the state's more conservative districts.
He was supportive of a number of issues related to agriculture. He also served as a leader on Veterans Affairs issues, given his extensive background in the Army Reserves. Walz was once given an A rating from the National Rifle Association. After the Parkland shooting in 2018, he quickly pivoted to support background checks, and the NRA disavowed many of his proposals.
After 12 years in Congress, Walz ran for Minnesota governor in 2018 as someone who could compromise with Republicans. He won by more than 11 percentage points.
Hello, one Minnesota.
Okay.
Walz was reelected in 2022 and a year later oversaw a Democratic-controlled state legislature with a progressive agenda.
He helped get through a program to provide universal school meals for children. He was supportive of codifying abortion rights. He was supportive of the legalization of recreational marijuana. He was viewed as somebody who was very progressive on climate change, the environment, and also in promoting infrastructure spending.
Walz was criticized for his handling.
Okay.
Hey, now he looked like I might have liked him as a presidential candidate.
Yeah. Right.
Hey.
'Cause they saying, he was National Guard from the time he was 17.
He don't seem like a bad guy.
He did 2 decades with both domestic and overseas deployment. He later was a high school social studies teacher and a football coach. They saying that, the congressional seat in a largely rural and agricultural district in 2006. So he representing the working white class.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that, in the Rust Belt, they think that, he would be, he'd get the voters riled up.
All right. Well, look,
July,
he sounds like a decent guy.
Pretty much. From what I'm reading.
From what I'm saying, from the little that I'm looking at.
Right. He's active because he's been active.
Right.
He's been in the military, a school teacher, a coach. Hey.
All right. Well, look, if y'all like the VP pick, 833-212-1017, talk to text 833-212-1017. Hey, I want to know, because right now, we in the middle of it.
Yeah, the countdown is
this
real.
Walz guy may not be a bad guy. I might like this guy. I got to do a little bit more digging, but like I said, from the surface,
to the wire. Hey, 3 months?
Yeah, he's not involved.
2 months and some change.
Yeah, he's a huge Joe Biden. He really thinks Joe Biden is a hero. Mm-hmm. So he's progressive. Hey, If y'all want to weigh in on the VP
Math
that
of
Kamala
George
Harris
Floyd's
picked,
murder.
Tim Walz.
He faced some criticism that he did not act quickly
833-212-1017.
enough
Talk to text
to quell some of the violence that we saw on the streets of the city. There was criticism that he didn't quickly bring in the National Guard to restore order.
I'm good. How are you, Queen? Hey,
In recent
King.
weeks,
I was
Walz has
calling
repeatedly
because
used one word.
I think that we have been fooled and bamboozled again. Because how in the world are we dealing with Kamala and her vice president when she was a vice president to the Biden, who we initially voted for to run against Trump? What happened to that? There ain't no rules about that. You know what I'm saying? So we've been
This is a totally switcheroo. Yeah.
And the people didn't have the civic engagement wasn't there.
Right, because but actually Biden was tanking.
Facts.
He was tanking.
Hard.
Biden and Kamala was tanking, but then they switched. They did the switcheroo.
Right. There should have been
wouldn't we
civic
have to
engagement.
still vote for somebody?
Yes.
To run against Trump, like wouldn't we still? Ain't it our vote that runs against Trump?
And that's what a lot of and I don't agree with a lot of the BLM stuff, but even BLM came forward and said, "What happened to the process of us voting to have that happen?"
Democracy.
Kamala Harris just went. Overrode all of those stages,
correct,
and just became the nominee.
She went straight to the delegate,
right?
So they picked for us like they pick everything for us. So be vigilant, keep your eyes open.
Right.
Don't get lost on who's gonna be the VP. Let's look at who she is running. Thank you.
All right. Hey, look, valid point. A lot of people are saying that the Democrats skipped some steps here.
Yeah.
And that's valid.
It is valid.
In the political process of coming into the presidency, this have not been seen.
Nope.
So let's not forget that it's people questioning the process on the Democratic end, but they pushing forward.
Yep. Like it's nothing.
Hey, look. 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. Hey, how do y'all feel about the new VP pick by Kamala Harris? A lot of people are weighing in on this. I got to still do a little bit more research, but like I said, the process of them getting here is raising eyebrows.
Oh yeah,
because this is Trump is going up against a whole new ticket.
Oh yeah, in a short period of time. And again, like you stated, steps was skipped. But this is the same, it remind me of, the pandemic when all of the steps was skipped and they labeled these created shots as vaccines and also told people, people were being forced to take.
We could just get back on the local level where the sales tax increase a step was skipped for the referendum.
Yeah, took the civic engagement out of it.
Hey,
so it ain't. Is it about the people?
It ain't no civic engagement in this process with the president.
Democracy?
It wasn't no civic engagement with the tax increase.
Hey, it look all the same. It's running concurrent.
833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. Or join us live as we broadcast live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Get in the chat, Truth Nation, and holler back. Somebody said the real question is, he a climate change nut? That's the question. Wow. Well, we're going to have more conversation when we get back. We got Adam on the lines. We're going to talk to Adam. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Ascension, care is more than a word. Care is serving patients, standing with them in their time of need, and showing compassion when they're at their most vulnerable. At Ascension, care is listening and delivering personalized plans from a team of specialists, providing leading-edge treatments at every step. At Ascension, care is more than a word. It's a calling. Make your next appointment today by visiting GetAscensionWisconsinCare.com.
Calling all big thinkers. The world's climate is changing. These aren't new facts, but it means we must think in new ways about how we can live, prosper, and provide energy for our world while protecting our planet. Engineers are answering the call to create cleaner, safer, reliable energy. Solar power, harnessing the power of the sun to light all corners of the globe. Wind power, channeling a simple breeze to bring electricity to our homes. Hydropower, using the natural flow of water to generate electricity. Nuclear power, engineering advanced reactors that are safer, more reliable, and produce zero carbon emissions. Engineers are leading the way and empowering the next generation. Engineers answer the call. Brought to you by the National Academy of Engineering. Learn more at nae.edu.
Research shows that high-quality teachers have the greatest impact on student success during the school day. By shaping their students, they are shaping the future. Yet while actors have Oscars, musicians have Grammys, and athletes have gold medals, exemplary educators who prepare every profession are just not recognized enough. The Milken Educator Awards set out to change that by surprising outstanding educators across the nation with $25,000 prizes and providing a platform to celebrate, elevate, and activate the profession.
Erica Stevens!
The awards were created by Lowell Milken of the national nonprofit Milken Family Foundation. The journey to surprising the 3,000th Milken Educator is in full swing. Who will be next?
Honey, they chose me.
Celebrate teachers, value teachers, thank teachers.
The Brewers Sunday Fun Day Bundle is your new way to brunch this summer. Get tickets, food, beverages, and parking for up to 15 people, starting at $62. Get yours at brewers.com/funday.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
For general contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth. Is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneim. The Brewers are back in action today in Atlanta as they begin a 3-game set. They open up the day with a 6-game lead in the NL Central. Colin Ray expected to get the start for the Crew. First pitch is set for 6:20. Over to the NFL as the Packers hit the practice field for the first time this week following their family night over the weekend. Head coach Matt LaFleur confirming some starters, including Jordan Love, are expected to get some snaps in the team's first preseason game on Saturday in Cleveland.
Last year, having all the guys play, I thought it was beneficial for us early on, especially week one. We'll be smart with them, but at the same time, I do think the preparation of getting ready for a game is invaluable.
And lastly, Giannis's run in the Olympics came to an end after Greece fell to Germany by a final score of 76-73. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
She said she ready to go. She said she ready. And I start talking dirty like I'm Nelly. Give me my lip service like Sally.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos, Elizabeth Brown in studio. Hey, look, we got the lines open. Kamala Harris then selected her VP.
Yeah.
Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota. We ran some information about him. Solid. Seems like a solid progressive.
Hey.
But like I said, like when Pat called in, that switcheroo they pulled,
Oh, no doubt.
This is 4 months ago, this is a whole different thing going on.
Build a ticket. It's like build a bear.
Right.
Just out of thin air.
They just switched the route. They did the old run,
Yeah.
We don't like what's going on. We about to switch the whole process. They pulled the switch.
Where is the process?
Hey, they said that nobody voted for it.
It don't count when it's an emergency.
They said that nobody voted for this.
They did it. I mean, technically, when you think about it, no. Again, in the name of emergency, you violate all Constitution, everything.
Well, there's some people on the lines. Adam, you're on the new 1017 The Truth. Tap in.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Brother Adam?
Salute.
I'm great for an old guy. You guys keep forgetting that Nixon did the same thing. Nixon resigned and Gerald R. Ford took over.
But Biden didn't resign.
Well, I know he didn't resign, but
okay.
But he read resign. Suppose you have a heart attack. She would have to take it over. She was the vice president, isn't she?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Biden is still playing out his role as presidency.
Well, right. Mm-hmm. Nixon would have gone to jail. And by the way, I voted for Nixon.
Okay.
I voted for Nixon the first time because I'm that old.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's powerful.
I don't see why you guys keep forgetting about that. That's basically the same thing.
Well, you said basically, but it's not the same thing. It's
not identical. No, it's not identical.
Right, but what I'm saying is you're talking about the fact that somebody resigned due to maybe a criminal idea. See, what I'm saying, what I'm saying is this is 1 week he's able to do it. Then he releases a post on Twitter saying, okay, I'm back in, which is odd. That was really odd that he did it on a Sunday. And then now we got this whole new ticket, 4 months, 5 to 4 months, 5 months, I guess, before November.
Yeah, wasn't it? Well, that would have been about 5 or 6 months before that election was held too. Mm-hmm. And that's why I voted for Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
But he made a public statement, right, from the White House, though, Nixon. He spoke to the people.
Right.
Joe Biden did it via Twitter on a Sunday.
Right.
Well, back then, they weren't tweeting back then.
Hey.
Well, no, they wasn't tweeting, but what I'm saying, when you're going to make a step like that right now in the age that we have of mass media and things like that, it raises an eyebrow because Joe Biden should have,
Plus, a week before that, Joe Biden said he was staying in the race.
No matter what.
He even said they wanted him out of the race, but he wanted to stay in the race.
Right.
So he made that statement, and then all of a sudden, right. So, like I said, unless something that happened criminally with that laptop we don't know about.
That too.
It could have. I don't know.
It's conditioning to let him stay in the race. That's basically what it was. It's conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
He was out.
Well,
That's all I want.
Well, I appreciate you for tapping in, Adam. I appreciate that. Hey, like I said, this is a Democrats' day. They got Kamala Harris then selected a VP.
Yeah,
and
real.
Chime in, Rob. You're on the new 101.7 The Truth. How you doing, brother Rob?
King.
What's going on?
Hey, we got a new VP selection. Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota.
I didn't hear you.
I said we got a new VP selection. The governor of Minnesota. Yeah, Tim Walz.
Well, hopefully that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to change the subject, but
well, don't change it.
I want to touch on something that I don't hear you all talking about. I didn't hear nobody talking about this. Before the RNC came to Milwaukee,
mm-hmm.
There was a helicopter flying around downtown for like 4 days.
Yeah.
Checking for radiation contamination, right?
Yep. We talked about that.
Oh, I didn't hear it, but why did they just fly around downtown? Why didn't they fly all over Milwaukee checking for radiation contamination?
You know what?
So, with that being said, have we been contaminated?
Hey, good question.
Now, where would the radiation contamination would it came from?
You named it. The towers.
Probably.
The towers.
The towers.
5G
okay.
Towers. The 5G phones.
They can turn
okay.
But why would they just check downtown for the RNC?
Come on.
For 4 days.
That's a good question.
You understand?
Yeah.
Hey.
And then you see these people doing all kind of crazy stuff, and then half of them don't know that they're doing it. So that means that there's radiation contamination out here.
It could be a frequency out here.
It could be.
It's a frequency. It's invisible.
Yeah. And especially when you're having certain amounts of metals that's built up in your body and I mean, it's a whole bunch. Ain't no telling what's going on. But that was a question that I asked too, King. I did ask because I seen the chopper.
And look, I come down here, so I saw it flying around.
Yeah.
But I thought I knew it was something that was abnormal.
Right.
But
I did too.
I was like, okay, what is this? You
right.
know?
And when they said radiation, and I'm like, okay, so, but they're not, I didn't see them in the inner city. It was just downtown, so.
Maybe it ran across a few chemtrails. I don't know. I'm just playing. Hey, I appreciate you for tapping in, Rob.
Salute.
White Widow, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Well, hi, you guys. The Democrats finally did something smart. It's brilliant. With Kamala, lady of color, and also to bring forward this white guy from Minnesota. It's brilliant. Now she's neck and neck with Trump. Biden a couple of weeks ago was like, way behind. It's brilliant.
She gained ground in the polls.
Watch what happens. They're going to take apart this guy from being from a state, and hey, mark my words, if they don't start flashing the Republican Party, the demonstrations after George Floyd, Minnesota, Kenosha, or whatever, I'll consider myself corrected. But we better keep a fisheye on what's going on locally. It's the front page of the Journal. I talked to you about this, Tory, and I know. Tim, the multi-million-dollar developer, East North Avenue 3 years ago. Yeah, I talked with his manager at length. And what's happening is he's in a throw right now with Cavalier. Cavalier wants to get a multi-million-dollar LLC to build low-income housing in Perez's district. Perez is in Tim's pocket, this multi-million-dollar developer who has 400 locations in Milwaukee and no loyalty to. He comes in, he hires illegals because there's a whole bank of them at UMO's at job service. Hey, come in, get yourself a Quest card, go over there, and that's where these multi-million-dollar developers are going. So he's in, now Perez and Cavalier are bartering over multi-million dollars of taxpayer monies, and where's the prerequisite like it used to be before? You take taxpayer money, a percentage of it is going to be Milwaukee workers, and we better get back to that percentage of 40%. You use my taxpayer money, and I don't want to hear blacks being put under the blanket of minority. That's what's happened in the last 20 years. These companies have said, I hired minority. Yeah, illegal Hispanics who work for substandard conditions and wages. And when they get hurt, they're on our system because they're not covered with insurance. Now, this Tim guy, the guy we had working for him had half of his hand cut off.
What?
Illegal. No insurance. He's got a multi-million-dollar HUD house on East North Avenue. This is who they're hiring. But listen, watch this. Cavalier and Perez. Both of them are fighting for millions of dollars for development, only of which it's market value apartments. Maybe one of them is going to put 80 low-income houses in there in Perez's district and in Cavalier's beloved downtown, while Milwaukee taxpayers and black youths are going to be excluded. $11 million for low-income housing went to Habitat for Humanity. A Democratic, old crony, he's gone, Carter. You think they hire Milwaukee youth out of the apprentice program, First Step, or anybody else? Nah. So you better watch it. It's the front page. Tim, and you know what? The Doyle family, Archbishop, Governor, the sisters, they directly go to him to sell property. They don't let it go on the market. He flips it. He uses unskilled, undocumented workers, and he gets the first bright white family he can get a call about. Yeah, check Tim out, the developer.
Oh, wow.
Will do.
All right, look, when we come back from break, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place? That spot that only you know about? And instead of what you came for, you found something a little different. What if, instead of your private stash, you found a simple phone number, 1-800-662-HELP? What would you do? Would you stop and give it some thought? Would you make the call? The truth is, all drug use comes with risk. Before those risks become real, before drugs turn your life upside down, before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. If you or someone you love is struggling with drug use or prescription drug misuse, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/thereishelp.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated is celebrating 35 years of serving the low-income and medically underserved populations of Milwaukee's metropolitan area. MHSI is a one-stop shop that provides medical, radiology, dental, pediatric, and behavioral health, along with pharmacies with discounted medications and more. Also, MHSI's new residency program has brought 28 more family physicians to our area. Become a new patient today. Schedule an appointment at mhsi.org. Your health is their business.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I turned shorty up, sipping on that 1942. I got my 42. Oh, you got your 42. I got 40 of them. I rock Cardi's, you can't see my eyes because I be pouring up.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Elizabeth Brown in studio. Hey, we got the Tim Walz selected as Kamala Harris VP.
Yeah.
And we've been weighing in on the situation.
Yeah.
Now, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
These next couple months.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I want to see.
I got the popcorn and the soda.
Oh, fact. I got some nachos.
You seeing all the antics being pulled right now.
Yeah.
You seeing everybody out. The check to hit the account. They out here trying to do what they signed or agreed to get this election where it need to be for their parties.
Yeah.
And I like watching it. I like watching the action.
No doubt. Entertaining.
It is very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, but we as citizens, we got to make sure that we understand. That's why today, even though we had a lot of political things going on, I had to make sure that I started my show off with a mother who called in and said that her son, her 25-year-old son, Charles Horton, is missing. He has mental health issues. He's been missing for 11 days.
Yeah.
So like I said, I made a post on Tory Lowe on Facebook, Tory Lowe, King on Facebook. If y'all can get to social media and share that, that'll be a blessing for the family. It's on my page
too, Liz Brown, Facebook and Instagram.
Right, and so if we can do our part with that, and also the family of Devonte Mitchell called in because they're having a protest at D.A. Chisholm's house.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Tomorrow at 6 p.m. So like I said, if y'all out here and y'all about that action, these are some of the things that I say we have to get involved in when the families call in. Also, we got a recall. This is the last week of the recall as well. So
for the school board,
if y'all want to get involved with the school board and the recall, y'all got to get active, be about that action. And look, when we come back, I want to talk about this post. I talked a little bit about it during Pop Culture Report, but I want to talk about this situation with Sonia Massie, and it's now this officer saying that he thought that when she said, "I rebuke in the name of Jesus," he felt threatened.
Demons would.
Hey, I want to talk about that when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices, and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions!
The Bucks in 6 podcast presents a special series commemorating the Bucks championship run in 2021. From the thrilling Game 7 overtime victory against the Nets.
Durant shooting, got it at the buzzer! No, it's a two-pointer.
To the 50-point statement made by Giannis in the finals.
A 50-point game! That's the stuff of legend.
Immerse yourself in the sounds of each playoff round with Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Truth Nation, let us take a second to brag for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like President Joe Biden.
Black child poverty was cut in half in 2021. We built black wealth, 15 million jobs nationwide, more than 2.5 million for black Americans. Black wealth is up 60% since the pandemic.
Former President Donald Trump's son, Eric Trump.
Guys, we almost had a former president and very likely future president assassinated on live TV. Like, you know what that would have done for this country? You know what that would have made our country look like? We would look like a banana republic.
And Brewers All-Star and former National League MVP Christian Yelich.
Listen, you already know.
Yeah, we got. we were just in LA, so we heard our fair share of Kendrick out there in LA. Dodger Stadium has one of the best sound systems in baseball too.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app, listening live on 1017thetruth.com, and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
An unsuspecting driver at a gas station in Wisconsin.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Great.
Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
I never wear my seatbelt.
We're going to get him. We're going to get him real good.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, sir. How you doing? Donald Driver. It takes 1 second to strap a seatbelt on. Well, let's do this. Let's do it together. Now, don't that feel better?
Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways.
And I should have recognized your voice when you were harassing.
I'm watching you.
Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
All of your favorite 1017 The Truth content whenever you want. The Truth app has it all. The Truth is on 1017 and 1510 WGKB Waukesha, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice Wisconsin, The Truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, The Truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action. So tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the 3rd hour of the Tory Lowe Show. We got the queen, the advocate, the author Elizabeth Brown in studio.
Yeah.
And there is a story that I want everybody to hear about. I've been trying to get this story for the last couple of days on the shows. So a lot of times when we don't make it to certain stories, but we mention the story. But I want to get into this story. Body cam video was released of a situation where a police shooting, a March 16th police shooting that killed an Illinois man and a 4-year-old boy he was holding hostage. This is a situation that's out of Illinois.
Yeah.
And the young 4-year-old boy was being held in front like a shield.
Yes.
After a woman called for a domestic situation.
Yeah.
And now both of them are gone because the officer shot the boy, and the one bullet went through the boy and shot the male.
Correct.
We got audio on this. Let's listen.
Call police, open the door. Huh?
Officers make their presence known at an apartment in the 900 block of North Charles. To be greeted with screams for help.
Let me see your hands!
And eventually finding 57-year-old Anthony George, later lunging into a nearby room, grabbing 4-year-old Terrell Miller. A single gunshot, killing them both in an instant.
Anthony was intoxicated, and things went left. Like he told me, if I can't have you, nobody can.
And that's exactly how Terrell's mother, Kiana Miller, remembers it.
No justice, no peace.
Now a call to action. Miller, along with about 50 others, rallied in March for policy reform within the Macomb Police Department.
They could have did anything besides use their weapon. They had tasers, they had pepper spray.
And policy is what Police Chief Jeff Hamer says he's looking into with an internal investigation. In a July 24th interview, Hamer called it his priority.
I feel I'm 80 to 90% of the way there.
Tell me how that was police procedure.
What was their reason? They said in the report that he acted within the guidelines for the use of deadly force.
Oh, wow. Miller's attorney, Marlena Suarez, saying Officer Nick Gock, who Hamer confirmed as the shooter, should have used de-escalation and negotiation tactics.
He was a bright young man. He never did nothing wrong. He didn't deserve to get killed by the police.
Suarez claiming the case is far from over and that a civil lawsuit will be filed by the end of next week.
It may be the only alternative open to us at this point.
And in the meantime, Miller hopes change will stem from Hamer's internal look. But she isn't holding her breath. She remembers her son, who would have turned 5 about 2 weeks ago, as a ball of sunshine who was everyone's best friend.
You had a bad day and you looked at him, hey, I'm Terrell. How are you doing? You know, he didn't have an enemy on this earth.
In Macomb, Dylan Smith, WGEM News.
Hey, look, now, this is a situation where it makes me raise an eyebrow because there could have been alternative methods here. This, just like with Devonte Mitchell. Like, when we talk about Sonia Massie, Devonte Mitchell, this young 4-year-old, this situation, they did not have to use deadly force. These are situations that when we raise an eyebrow, when the police come into our communities or dealing with situations that are dealing with black, the first answer, the first remedy is to pull the trigger.
Facts.
Where's the de-escalation?
I mean, video after video, when you're online, you see, they have black men subdued, but they'll pull their gun out, put it to their head, punch them in the face. I mean,
right.
It's just egregious, like the brutalization, the misuse of power. I don't know what's really going on, but we're seeing it time and time again, like the overkill.
It's sad. It's very sad to me because, okay, we have 3 situations in front of us right now, where people in authority could have used different methods of reasoning.
Correct.
Not deadly force.
Correct.
And then they use the deadly force and make up just wild ideas that it was warranted.
Correct.
Like in the situation with Sonia Massie right now, where the officer says that he thought that when she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," that she was going to attack him.
First of all, the setup, you told her to go take the pot off the stove, okay? Like, from the time they darkened her doorstep, they was talking down to her, When you hear in the conversation, that didn't sound like people with concern. They sounded like they was irritated that she had to call the police. So you tell her to take the pot off the stove. Because she was already saying, if that was the case, I recall, and correct me if I'm wrong, When she came to the door, when they came to the door, she was saying, "I rebuke you." So why you didn't shoot her then if you was in fear for your life? Again, it don't make no sense. But this is the narrative that'll be spent in court.
Like I said,
I want to know, was he a Christian? Because you know better. You know better.
Then he made a statement. He said, this is what the officer said, Officer Grayson. He said, Sonia turned to face me holding the pot. I did not know the type of liquid that was boiling. I advised Sonia to put the boiling liquid down. Sonia stated she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus. She stated this twice. I interpreted this to mean to mean she was going to kill me.
Tory, she was cowering down on the floor.
Right. There was no way that
saying, okay, like, come on,
this should have happened.
No.
And then,
not at all.
You know, I saw a disturbing post online that I always tell people, like, this is where, you know, when we talk about our community and the trauma that happens when we see this, a lot of people don't understand that the trauma factor is real. And this is what I saw posted. Sonia Massie proved that there's no power in the name of Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Like, this was a post that was going around on social media.
I heard about my daughter said
and
something.
People don't understand that the trauma, and now they even questioning their religious beliefs off of stuff like this, because she did rebuke him, something that my grandma would say. But like I said, I would love for a pastor or somebody from the clergy to call in, you know, and try to, you know, make some sense out of that post, because that is a part of the trauma too.
That is a part of the trauma. But I think too, we have to understand that for certain things to live, other things have to die. You know, when you think about no matter how we're taken from earth, somebody else is being born, you know,
right.
When you're growing. Parts of you have to die. The old you have to die for the new you to live. So,
and I always say that the Bible also says that tomorrow ain't promised to.
Facts.
So we have to live every day to the best of our ability.
It's our last, yeah.
Because that is not a promise from the Spirit, which is tomorrow.
Correct.
That's why we have to be thankful every day we awake.
Yes.
Because we never know how we're going to leave this place.
Facts. And I think, you know, a lot of times when people die, we've been trained to mourn when we're supposed to celebrate their life. And not only celebrate their life, the question we need to be asking, have we done everything we need to do while we're living? Because a lot of times we get so caught up that we forget that tomorrow ain't promised.
Right.
We thinking we got till tomorrow to say I love you to our loved ones. We think we got until next week or next month to say I'm sorry to somebody that you done wronged. No, you're supposed to move every day. This is a life experience.
Right.
Nothing is guaranteed. So the question would be, every time somebody died close to me, what I question myself is, have I done everything that I needed to do? If I were to die today or tomorrow, God forbid, what would I be remembered for? You know, have I lived what I would consider a full life?
Well, I'll say this. A lot of people are saying that since this have happened, this officer is now going to be exposed to the point where justice will be served upon him.
Yes.
And for those that he have harmed.
I'm claiming it.
You know, hey, you know, I'll say this, you know, when we live our lives, like we can be on the air today and then anything can happen.
Tomorrow.
You know, reckless driving. You know, I deal with so many incidents where people lose their lives and it was totally unexpected. And when I tell people what was the message, everybody's life has a message.
Correct.
So every individual that encountered that person receives a message from knowing that person.
Yes.
So what was the message and how would you add it to your life to help you move forward?
That part.
And the message is powerful. And the message I got from dealing with you may not be the same message that somebody else got from dealing with you.
Correct.
So every life is a letter.
Yes.
It's a testimony and it's a message. So when they pass away, what was the message?
Correct.
And if you receive the message and add it to your life as you move forward, it'll better yourself, better your life. What is the purpose?
My father used to say that you have a birth date and a death date, and that dash in between there is what you're going to be known for, you know? And that stuck out for me, because you have to ask yourself, this is a one time, you only get one time to get this. And so you're supposed to utilize that to the best of your ability, and understand that in death, there's life.
Right. And a lot of people quick to, you know, when they don't understand certain things, they're quick to try to find the blame or shift blame to something else.
Yes.
Or they, you know, they have to, when they don't understand, they try to make themselves understand by saying, okay, they blame, you know, religion. They blame ideas.
Themselves.
They blame themselves, right.
Because you don't have that understanding. A lot of things, you know, I tell, you know, my daughter, anybody that comes to me with certain things when we're having real life conversations, I say, some things not meant for you to understand. It's just meant for you to move forward, you know. We try to personalize everything. We take everything personal, you know, from the way a person walked, talked, looked at you. Again, that's projecting. You're projecting something that's not right within yourself when you go to making these things. And it's always seemed to swing negatively, you know. And that's the sad reality of not being able to have treatment for the trauma that we continuously go through on this planet every day.
Hey, look, I was watching a whole bunch of people in the comments when I was, you know, going viral for fighting for the community on social media. And I noticed that there would be 100 people that like what was going on, and then one person would go against it, and all 100 people would go after that one person.
Facts.
And I felt like, okay, well, that was a waste of energy, because if the majority of the people are agreeing, it doesn't, you know, and the one person got the attention, then it takes away from the message.
But we've been programmed with trauma. So if you think about, a person could have did 100 things right and one thing wrong, and you would never let them live that down, because the way we've been programmed to go off of everything negatively. I was talking to my daughter last night, and we was talking about, you know, in relationships and how certain things move, and you know the old saying, keep that same energy, and I'm gonna address you with the same energy. If you come at me incorrect, I'm gonna come at you incorrect. You don't supposed to match negative energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, where your attention go, your energy flow. It's a monster. If you're gonna feed negativity, it's gonna get bigger. If you're gonna feed positivity, that gets bigger. And right now, it's a pivotal time, because a lot of things and a lot of people are vibrating very low, and their goal is to get you to pay attention, because if you pay attention, they got you.
And the thing is, misdirection too, because a lot of times, a lot of people will misguide things.
Oh yeah, on purpose.
On purpose, you know. So I think that many times when you're angry and you don't see the misdirection, you miss all of that.
Yes.
Because you're looking at the direction they want you to look.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing that, okay, this may be misdirection. What's on the other side of this? And a lot of people are misdirected, but their emotions keep them misdirected.
It's, you know, I had a conversation with my nephew yesterday, and he's such a sweetheart. And, you know, he had issues in school of being bullied when he was living, you know, in Kentucky. And he was saying, you know, the kids that was bullying him, he was like, you know, I really didn't want to get them in trouble, because I really didn't know what they was going through that would make them want to bully me. You know, like the hearts of babes, when they really genuinely care about everybody else, and at the same time the damage is being done to them, but they care so much that they look beyond the person that was bullying him. He wanted to know, like, what was going on with them. Like, some have to be happening to them for them to be trying to treat me like they was treating me. And that was an eye-opener for me, because a lot of times we don't look at what somebody else could be going through, because all we caring about, we making it about ourselves, and it's bigger than just you and I. It's a whole collaborative of a community, and if each one of us thought about what somebody else was going through when they decided to do certain things, I think, you know, the world would be a little bit better place.
Well, when we come back, We got a story about a mayor who had to go to jail for messing with a minor.
Yeah, I seen
Misty Roberts Clayton. We're going to talk about this story when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
When you mix anything with white supremacy, it fails. I think feminism is great. I really do. I want women to be as feminist as they want to be and fight for their rights, because as a man, I literally lose nothing. That's the same mode of thinking where people believe if African Americans have total equality and fairness, that white people are going to lose something. No, they won't. Won't lose anything.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Milwaukee Black Talk.
When your child has an asthma attack, it's terrifying. You grab the inhaler as fast as you can. My son Khalil, he can't live without his inhaler. But they're expensive. The big drug companies charge families like ours $600 a month. And you know what they actually cost to make? $5. Just $5. That's why Senator Tammy Baldwin launched an investigation to crack down on those companies. And you know what? Tammy Baldwin got 3 of the biggest drug companies to lower the price of inhalers to no more than $35 a month. Tammy Baldwin, that's big savings for my family and for a lot of families. We're breathing a lot easier. There are politicians who do a lot of talking, but Tammy Baldwin, she delivers.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I'm running for Senate, and I approve this message. I don't work for the drug companies. I work for you. Paid for by Tammy Baldwin for Senate.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know whether it's a new home or a new car. You've worked hard to achieve your dreams, and we work hard to protect them so you can enjoy the utmost peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Truth Nation, it is Band Jammin' from Jammin' with Juice, and I want you to join me and my Truth team at our free and open to the public 2nd annual Truth Family Fest Saturday, August 17th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. There will be live music, free haircuts for kids, free backpacks filled with school supplies, and delicious food. We can't wait to see you on Saturday, August 17th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Truth Family Fest is presented by Associated Bank. Your money works here.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos, Elizabeth Brown in studio.
Hey, yo.
Hey, look, it's some crazy going on in Louisiana, Truth Nation. We got to go all the way down to Louisiana. Mayor of Southwest Louisiana town, 42-year-old woman, is now facing charges of rape and contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile. Misty Clayton Roberts, former mayor of Louisiana, turned herself in, and she was booked and charged with 3rd-degree rape and contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile, according to Louisiana State Police. We got some audio. Let's listen.
Major development involving DeRidder's former mayor, Misty Roberts Clanton. She's been arrested for rape, allegedly involving a juvenile. Good evening, I'm Cynthia Arsenault. The State Police Special Victims Unit interviewed 2 juveniles, including the alleged victim. Both confirmed Roberts had sex with the one juvenile while employed as mayor. 42-year-old Roberts is facing 1 count of third-degree rape and 1 count of contributing to the delinquency of juveniles. She's been released on a $75,000 bond. It'll be up to a grand jury to decide if she'll be officially charged. Roberts resigned as mayor just 5 days ago. Her arrest follows a tumultuous week in DeRidder. Roberts said she'd be away from the office for 2 weeks, appointing an interim mayor on Friday. She then resigned Saturday. Attorney Adam Johnson is representing Roberts. He said in a statement, quote, "My client maintains her innocence, and as it stands, she is in fact innocent. She has not been charged with the crime and or convicted of any crime, and we trust the public will respect her constitutional presumption of innocence, which is fundamental to our system of justice." End quote. Now we'll continue to update the story as new details are released.
See, here we go.
See,
this is why all this political stuff going on. A lot of stuff is going on, but we got to watch these kids.
Man, they after our children.
I'm trying to tell you, don't take your eyes off of what's going on the front lines, Truth Nation, because there's a thirst out here for these kids.
Major thirst that's happening.
Every other time we talk about this subject matter, these are people that's supposed to know better. You know, mayors, teachers, people that are trusting. You know, people that are trusting, pastors. That people say, look, you know, my kids got to be safe.
How many people they done arrested at Disneyland?
Around these people. Right.
Who were hired to be around children.
Hey, look, and the thing is, you know, we had the young man that came on the show.
Yes.
Where he, you know, his teacher. Took advantage of him.
Mm-hmm. I know several children whose teacher have taken advantage of them, violated their space after.
Who can you trust these kids around?
Nobody. And this is why you have to educate your child. You have to educate your children on what that looks like. And right now it's pivotal because they're trying to pass legislation that will allow your kids to keep secrets from you.
Right.
But the teachers and everybody else is privy to certain information. They can have certain conversations with your children without you having knowledge of it. And that's super scary.
Right. And that's a no-no because, like I said, I didn't send my kid to school to learn all this extra stuff. I sent my kid to learn math, science, and the things that they need to move on in life.
Facts.
And, you know, that's why I'm saying I ain't with a lot of extra stuff. Like I'm just trying to get my kid in the system to learn, get an education, and move on.
Facts.
But all this other stuff, all this extra stuff that's going on, and all this where they in the back room and they talking about this and that and sexual ideas and things like that.
Correct.
Or able to walk into the library and grab a book that ain't got nothing to do with.
Drag queens reading to kindergartners.
You know, I ain't with none of that.
Yeah,
I'm not with it.
You out of order.
That's not what I send my child up into the school for, and that's not what I'm teaching at the house. You know, and so for the certain things that I'm seeing, it's leaving the families vulnerable. For those that are not paying attention, it's leaving them vulnerable, and they're going to be reactionary to the outcomes many times because they didn't even know it was going on.
You're right, because again, these are the same parents, especially in our community where they're saying they're single mothers having to work 3 jobs. Then you know where your child's time is being spent, and that is in school. That's 8 hours. You know, somebody has the chance to groom your child, not only.
And grooming is going wild right now.
Look here. Online.
We had families
at school
on the show.
Come on.
We had to deal with a grooming situation, a couple grooming situations. So like I said, like when we talk about front lines and you got to be on the front lines, and salute to all my brothers and sisters who are working hard on the front lines, we got to pay direct attention to what's going on in our communities and our families,
and
because
legislation.
It's so much going on that's a violation of human rights when it comes to our children, when it comes to how we even operating as citizens. You know, we don't address it.
Yeah.
You know, we don't say nothing. That's why it keeps happening.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, the silence is the sickness of trauma, you know, and especially when it comes to molestation and things like that, because when you do this to a child, it ought, one, you pushing that fear thing,
right?
You know, the keeping the secret type of thing, you making them feel like they gonna get in trouble, or that the person who have violated you, like, oh, your parents gonna do something to me. You putting a lot of pressure on a child that don't have, you know, especially when we think about the children in our community who test scores are being taken to build prisons.
Right.
Because we know they're not learning nothing.
The third grade test scores.
And a child that don't have the education is easily misled to believe that something that is totally against what their parents want is righteous for them.
And the fear mongering too, like when you're not educated and you don't know the rules to the game, then the people that know the rules to the game don't fear
at all.
They have no fear because they understand the logic of what's happening and what needs to happen and what shouldn't be happening. But when you don't even understand what needs to happen and what shouldn't be happening, that leaves you vulnerable.
Yes.
Many times to fear mongering.
And our community is, again, like I said, you know, the house with no doors, especially right now when, you know, inflation is up, people, you know, stretching their dollar as far as they can, working as many hours as they can because none of it is making sense. And that leaves our children vulnerable.
Right. And like I said, when we have a lot of broken families, you know, when you have a lot of single parent families in our communities, we have to restructure the village idea because we have to stop being individuals and trying to take on this world on our own and start building a structure that supports, if we, you know, our neighbors, our family, our friends. We have to rebuild the village to be an asset, you know, to our community. And I know people say, oh, we got to do the village idea and things like that. Many times those people, you never see any results from those village ideas that they try to put up. I've seen many people come together, oh, we got to do this idea with the village XYZ, but then money come up missing. You know, things like that. The mismanagement, you know. This is why we have to go back to actually everybody really getting on the front lines. And if you're not on the front lines, have people in your family that's out here who could possibly stand on the front lines, go up to the school for you. We got to stop cutting, you know, that when you say, I'm cutting these people off. Certain people you shouldn't cut off. You should try to reason with if it's not that egregious. You know, now we're at the point where, oh, you said something to me, I ain't gonna never talk to you no more. You know, it's not egregious to where that kind of energy needs to be in place. Now, if it's egregious, like, you know, trying to harm innocent life, egregious like they're trying to do harm or financial damage and things like that, those are egregious ideas. But sometimes when we don't agree, we stop talking to people because we don't agree, like
but
little
I think,
stuff like that.
Again, that has a lot to do with your emotional intelligence. A lot of times we get super emotional. A lot of things aren't as serious as we say they are, but sometimes you have to make sure that you're the people that you're around match your energy. Right. Because I don't care who you are. If your energy don't match mine, I'm just going to disappear.
Right. But I'll say this. When I go to families, situations, and I always wonder, okay, is nobody in the family that could have helped you?
Right.
And when I start doing the digging, a lot of it is petty.
It is.
And now you're out here on an island with multiple responsibilities that you're trying to take on your own.
Yeah.
And it's falling apart.
When we look at our children, if the school is pushing that, again, we got to think about the system in itself, who are telling our children, one, that if we discipline them, they can call the police, you know. Two, that they don't have to, when you take your kids to the doctor, they asking your child, 6, 7, 8, do they feel comfortable with their parents being in the room? Okay, the divide is happening. They're programming your children. Right. You know, that you're the outsider. Even though you
there's a higher authority other than your parent. Like we're actually at a higher authority.
Your mom and them don't run nothing.
Right. Basically. That's what.
But at the same time, they want you to take responsibility. Take responsibility for your kids. How? And you done took that control. You understand? So again, this is why we as a people have to make sure that we're paying attention. because outside ideas have governed our families for a long time.
I agree. And that's why when I go to situations, the first thing I do is try to make sure I see who's the foundational people in their lives. Where are those people? And some people have no foundational ideas or foundational people in their lives, which leaves them way more vulnerable, especially if they got kids, especially if something happens. This is why we have to try to at least build something and try to look past certain petty ideas. If it's not, like I said, if it's not somebody trying to destroy you financially, try to destroy you physically, try to, bring harm or
mentally.
Yeah, so those little bitty arguments where you don't agree, you can't allow that to take you to a place
not at all.
Where that you don't even have that support, because
not at all.
We have to start rebuilding our village or our personal villages. Yeah. So we can have that support. Now that we have, the economy is so bad. Now, when people call me, hey, Tory, I need help with the rent, or hey, Tory, I need help with this and that, I'd be like, okay, well, where's the father of this child?
Correct.
Where is these people, these foundational ideas? And when they tell me and they don't make sense, I automatically know that now the emotional, like you said, the emotional intelligence it's not there to try to make a foundational idea of support for yourself and your family.
And that's because
that's very important.
Yeah, but it's a lot of time we're dealing with unhealed trauma. And a lot of times we bottle up the trauma that we're going through because we don't want to feel it. And you have to feel it to heal it. It's automatic. I tell people all the time, everything we've been through, and instead of thinking about how much you've been through, think about how much you got through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you start to receive and being able to feel exactly where you at, you stop taking certain things personal. I was talking to some young girls 2 days ago about them not being who their mother is. You don't have to like how she done anything, but you have to respect the things that she's done, because a lot of times we find to personalize certain things, like I wish my mama and my daddy would have done this, or I wish they would have done that. Your mother and your father took you as far as they went. You know what I'm saying? And if your mother is a pint-sized person, you can't expect to get the gallon out of her.
Right.
She can only give you what she has.
Hey.
So a lot of times I think, it's just all about being able to receive people where they are, but you will never be able to receive somebody where they are if you haven't received where you are, where you at.
And like I said, that's the foundational protection of people is very important when it comes to dealing with this world.
Facts.
And you have to have a group of people that are like-minded in your corner.
Go where you
because
celebrate
you cannot do this world by yourself. No person is an island in this world, and you can be touched by this world.
Come on.
So when trauma, when things happen, you got to reach in your bag for those that you have built up trust with.
Yes.
You got to realize that that's a part of life too.
Yes.
Building up the trust amongst those that you encounter.
A village.
You have to do that. You have to learn those skills, because if all else falls down and you got to be at the mercy of somebody that don't have your best interest, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
You're going to be in a lot of trouble. And that's why I say build your village. And it don't have to be family members. Because some family members you just not going to get along with, and that's fine.
Right.
I respect you enough or love you enough to let you go. At the end of the day, it's about building that village with like-minded individuals that's moving in the same direction that you're moving, because a lot of times we fight against. My father, there was a saying that he always used to tell us, like, when you dealing with people who so used to losing that they are self-sabotage not to win, you have to understand that you have to separate yourself.
Right.
This is a person that don't want to win.
Right, and that's why I say you got to be able to have discernment.
Yes.
On who has the best interest in your commonwealth.
Facts.
And like I said, this is not for those that are trying to cause damage and harm.
Correct.
And things like that. I'm not talking about those people.
Right.
I'm talking about the people that's in your life that are there, and then maybe y'all don't agree on the same political views.
Correct.
Or y'all don't agree on the same certain things that where people may have different lifestyles.
Correct.
then you say, oh, I'm not talking to you because these may be good people.
You taking it personal.
Right.
Again, we have to get our feelings in check. You know, a lot of times, like I said, we take things personal. When you take it personal, you get in your feelings, and what you don't understand, when you get in your feelings, you lost already.
Right.
Because now you're not listening to hear, you're listening to respond. Your emotional intelligence to have block your vision of being able to see exactly what I'm talking about. We don't have to see eye to eye. You don't have to like me, but you will respect me.
Right. And like I said, I got brothers that I talk to that I meet out here. We have different religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs.
Right.
And we have different political beliefs.
Yes.
But if something happens, I've nurtured those relationships that we are common and actually trying to come together for real issues.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter about
what we
don't believe or not. It's about, can we get something done
right here?
And that's where you got to put it. That's the energy. If something happens out here, can we get a result out of it?
Exactly.
And now that all that, okay, since you believe in this religion and I believe in that religion, we can't talk.
Facts.
No, we can talk.
We can.
We can still help each other. Your family can still be helped by me and my family. And so this is where we have to start bringing that unity together. That's how you create unity, because now we're working for the greater commonwealth of each other and our families and our neighborhoods. And that's what all that counts.
Because it's bigger than me and you.
Commonwealth.
Correct.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Attention Milwaukee County residents. Are you prepared for the unexpected? From sudden storms to unforeseen emergencies, readiness is key. Take charge of your safety with a family emergency plan and an essential emergency kit. Stay informed and connected during emergencies. For tips and resources, visit us online or contact the Milwaukee County Office of Emergency Management. Prepare now, stay safe, and build a resilient community together, because readiness starts with you.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at wipga.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Denise Thomas with her truth.
How many times have you said to yourself, I do not have enough time? I feel as though there's not enough time in the day. You're not alone. One of the things I've realized is part of why I never have enough time is because I was wasting it arguing with people who are committed to misunderstanding me. Make the decision on whether or not you want to continue waking up and pouring into people with debates, with arguments, with explanations that, again, are committed to misunderstanding you, committed to not respecting your ideas or understanding why you are who you are. So for me, as I continue to thrive every day, as someone who takes pride in continuous improvement, I am no longer arguing with people who are committed to misunderstanding me or wanting to reject my thoughts and my ideas. I find it interesting that usually those people who are committed because they recognize the greatness that exists in you, that exists in me. So again, part of saving your time and getting that time back is not arguing, debating, or explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. However, you should believe in yourself and your abilities, because that is your superpower. The power to winning and staying focused on winning is not focusing on those setbacks or even those individuals that are attempting to prevent you. But the power to win lies within you, waiting to be unleashed through dedication and effort. Keep winning. You got this.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth Be Told with DT and Telly weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat.
Early on in Nelly Barrero's career, DEI was not a priority for big companies. And as a person of color, Barrero experienced that firsthand.
When I started many years ago, over decades ago, there wasn't a DEI program. No one was using the word diversity at all. So I just knew as a Latina coming into the office here in New York that I looked different, I sounded different, and people treated me that way. And I wanted to get to a place that I changed that culture and that environment.
Barrero took it upon herself to make a difference, becoming a trailblazer for DEI efforts at the corporate level. In 1986, she created the first role focused on diversity at Accenture, eventually turning that company into a DEI leader. Today, Accenture still ranks among the top scoring companies on the Bloomberg Gender Equality Index. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth. It's powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneim. The Brewers are back in action today in Atlanta as they begin a 3-game set. They open up the day with a 6-game lead in the NL Central. Colin Ray expected to get the start for the Crew. First pitch is set for 6:20. Over to the NFL as the Packers hit the practice field for the first time this week following their family night over the weekend. Head coach Matt LaFleur confirming some starters, including Jordan Love, are expected to get some snaps in the team's first preseason game on Saturday in Cleveland.
Last year, having all the guys play, I thought it was beneficial for us early on, especially week one. We'll be smart with them, but at the same time, I do think the preparation of getting ready for a game is invaluable.
And lastly, Giannis's run in the Olympics came to an end after Greece fell to Germany by a final score of 76-73. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
I got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my DNA. I was born like this, and born like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this, was Yash you a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Elizabeth Brown in studio.
Hey, yo.
Hey, look. We've been talking about Tim Walz.
Yeah.
Mayor's VP. We also been talking about the mayor down in Louisiana, the 42-year-old mayor, Misty, that then touched on the 17-year-old.
I keep telling people women are violators
got charged.
too.
The mayor.
Yeah.
Of DeRidder, Louisiana.
Hey, they ain't above being violators.
No, they ain't. But we got Michael on the lines. Michael, you're on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Yes, I just want to comment on what you were saying as far as unity is concerned. It reminds me I had to talk with a brother, well-meaning. He was saying the only way we go get together is these brothers lead the churches. Fine, I have no problem with that, except realistically, it ain't going to happen. I said what we got to do is focus on what we got in common, because the fact of the matter is, if a racist cop stops you, he don't care if you're Christian, atheist, pantheist, he don't care. He just sees the N-word.
Come on.
And that's what we got to focus on. Let's focus on the commonality. Forget all the other stuff.
I agree.
And I like, Malcolm X pretty much said the same thing. When that cop stops you, he don't care if you're a Christian or Muslim. You're black. I got a friend of mine from Senegal. When the cop sees him, he don't see that he's from Senegal. Senegal. He sees another N-word.
Come on.
Bottom line, we got to focus on what we have in common. That's the way we unite. If we over there worried about, you got to stop being a pantheist, you got to stop being a Muslim, you got to stop being this, you got to stop being that. Those are the things that the enemy uses to divide us.
Yep,
we got too much in common. We all have to eat, sleep, and live.
Come on.
That's why I say the most valuable ideal is that we got to work toward the commonwealth of all.
There you go.
And that's it. That's true.
Yep. Yeah. I just want to underscore that.
Hey, I appreciate you for tapping in, Michael, as usual. And like I said, that's the only way we're going to be able to get unity is if we start doing ideas that work with the day-to-day necessities of all of us.
Correct.
Housing, schooling, education, economics, So those things are the more driving forces in moving the community forward. And I tell you, when we talk about mismanagement of leadership, when we, I was talking to somebody that worked for the SDC and we both was like, and it's closed, and we gave each other that look.
Yeah.
And we as black people, when we look at each other, we already know when we don't have to say no words.
Hey.
We already know it's trash.
Say less.
You already understand facts.
All facts.
So this is why we have to work toward the Commonwealth, because it's not my job to change how you believe.
Not at all.
It's not my job to try to make you do something. What our job is together is to make sure that we have what we need for our families and our communities to progress. That's it.
Because again, when the community is moving forward, there is really no issues.
Right.
Ain't nothing bigger than the fact of everybody
having
moving forward.
a good time. Everybody
facts.
enjoying themselves because they have been resourceful to each other, and that village is working well, and it gives a little bit more stability to this world.
Yes.
To where you live. And the children have a little bit more stability in their growth.
Yes.
So this is why I say we got away from caring about everybody else and became individuals. But then soon as something takes place, we want everybody else to help.
Every time. And every family that we've helped over the years, and I tell them, they like, everybody should be coming. Like, no, the question you have to ask yourself, when it was somebody else's family, did you go? Because you can't expect what you didn't give. People don't understand, like, the universal laws are in play. And if all you ever did was watch somebody else suffer and you didn't go over there, you can't expect for somebody to do it for you. This is why we say get active now. Right. So if, God forbid, something happened to you and your loved ones, if you already been out here, you done put that energy in. If something were to happen to you or your family members and you put out that call, people coming.
Right.
Because they remember what you did. For them and their family members.
And that is what we call a universal community idea.
Come on.
Storing up energy for your family.
Facts.
And I tell people we're energy. So like if you're using your energy for productive, for positivity, it's gonna produce. If you're attracting negative and you have a negative attitude, that's gonna produce.
Period.
So you gotta pick a side. You gotta choose that. Are you going to do that little so nobody does a lot? Do a lot, or are you gonna be a problem? Are you the problem and not the solution? And I don't care who you vote for.
At all.
Only thing I care about is can me and you get in this neighborhood and turn something around for ourselves, our families, and our community. If we can do that, God bless you, because that's where the real work, the real energy has to be at the end of the day.
And that's how we build.
Hey, look, when we come back, I want to get your last thoughts, Elizabeth Brown. As usual.
Hey, let's do it.
Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Thank you, Truth Nation. Your willingness to share your stories with our community has helped make the Tory Lowe Show a 2-time First Place Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Award winner.
Hey, I'm tapping in for the Milwaukee County Jail. Yeah, man, they treating us real bad up in here, man. I mean, they can have us sleeping in feces and urine. They took the batteries from us, told us there wasn't no batteries in stock. I ain't never heard that in my life.
We do this all for you, Milwaukee. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
When you work in early childhood education, you know the value of a good head start. And an early childhood educator apprenticeship offers just that to future educators and employers alike. Early childhood educator apprenticeships combine on-the-job training with related instruction that can be completed in 2 years with little to no student debt. Apprentices earn an income and the qualifications to excel in a center, opening a future of possibilities. And employer benefits too, gaining a trained employee they know and trust with qualifications to support another classroom, meaning more classrooms for more kids and more opportunity for your business. Get connected with an apprenticeship training representative to create an apprenticeship program tailored to your business. Put Put the future in good hands. Learn more about early childhood educator apprenticeships at wisconsinapprenticeship.org. This project is being supported in whole or in part by a grant awarded to the Department of Workforce Development by the U.S. Department of Labor.
Award-winning free healthcare benefits.
Retirement benefits, including 401k match.
100% company-funded employee stock ownership plans.
A company that's all about promoting from within, offering clear paths for growth.
That's Golden Pet Manufacturing. And they're now hiring for a variety of roles, including machine operator, material handler, maintenance technician, sanitation technician, and production supervisor. Apply at Golden Pet Manufacturing today. Just go to goldenpetmanufacturing.com and click
Work Here.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Saving energy and money is easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%, and make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Come around of applause, let me see it, make it shake for me quick. Something ring around your body, go to your toes, stop running. She can't stop coming when I'm drumming, get behind, get the pumping like, hey, oh, man. Bad bitty on her knees, fly overseas. She ain't never had a visa, please. A quick trip to Ibiza, she my best eater.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos, Elizabeth Brown in studio. All right, Elizabeth Brown.
Hey.
Another powerful conversation.
Yeah. I mean, again, our conversations every day is like the roller coaster of our life, and how, it's highs and it's lows, and we just have to make sure that as a people that we understand that in these highs and lows, you have a right to feel whichever way you're feeling, but you don't have, just because what you feeling don't make it right. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So, like,
don't make your actions correct
at all. Sometimes we just gotta, learn how to tap out to tap in.
I agree.
A lot of times we just want to be there, but if you ain't right, it's okay not to be okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? State that.
Right.
Give yourself some time. Reflect on what it is that you're truly feeling, because a lot of time, like I said, we project a lot of things.
Yep.
Unbeknown it's because if you've been used to living toxic, those toxic traits show up and you don't even know that you're being toxic, or that your face is all crumbled up. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, it's about auto checking, because every day we're changing. Every day you can become the greatest version of yourself. But again, we have to make sure that we understand that for the new parts of us to live, the old parts we have to allow to die. And there's nothing wrong with death, because in death there's a rebirth. You get a second chance to correct the wrongs of yesterday.
Every day is a new day to make it right.
Come on.
And like I said, when we talk about community and changing the community, that comes with us contributing.
Yes.
That changes you getting out and doing your little.
Every day.
So nobody have to do a lot. And I always tell people, this is how we have to make the change. This is how we have to bring unity, by looking in the mirror and say, what can I contribute? And everybody contributing their energies to make things better. Stop letting a few people, stop putting everything on the backs of a few people, and start contributing to make the overall piece of the pie work.
Facts.
Hey. We got to do it. Hey, we got unity around the corner.
All facts.
It's just only if you put that cape on with the hole in it and fly down the block.
It's our turn.
Hey. Well, I appreciate you for being on these front lines, Queen. We got a lot of work to do.
We do. Let's get it.
All right, Truth Nation. All right, DJ Brother Z.
All right, Tory Lowe from Waterfall. Let's get it. All right, Queen.
All right, King.
Hey, look, I'll be off for the rest of the week.
Hey.
I'm on assignment for the rest of the week.
Okay.
So it'll be a bunch of different people on the Tory Lowe Show coming in to fill in for the Tory Lowe Show. But I'll be back next week, Monday.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Well
Truth
rested.
Nation. Hey, be nice. Be nice, Truth Nation. Hey, look, I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
Cause the brand that the fans trust, so even if they ban us, they'll never slow my plans up. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when they come up. Show goes on all right.
Truth Nation!
And all our juicy jammers out there.
Make certain that you tap into Jam with Juice each and every